Hello everyone, welcome to Ellara Race School for Dimensius, phase 1 and 2. So, at the very start, we have these 6 ads up. We're gonna just nuke this down as soon as possible. At the very start of progress, we're gonna last here, but we're gonna stop doing that eventually to last in phase 3. We have some people assigned to pick up the excess masses with these pawns. We can see them in the assignments here. So on the very first ones are the ones in green text. So we have like the people assigned on the left side, Raven, Suffix, and Obli. So then it's just in the order that you see here. So Raven picking up the front one, Suffix the back left one. It says far left here, so it's a bit confusing. And then Obli the right one. For the ones on the right, it's Nissan on the front left, Sella on the front right, and me on the far one. And then the other ones are quite easy. It's just one close to boss and one far from boss. So the ones close, the one closest there, and the ones far are these ones here. So if you're not assigned to pick up the excess mass, then please do not pick it up. Like similar to Wonder Bandit from last year, just do not go onto them when the ad is about to die. Alright, so we kill all these, and then we just meet in the middle. I don't have a slide for that, but as soon as these are all dead, we just all meet in the middle for the Devour. At this point, we also need to have these gateways done, because we're using them later. Then we get a tank knockback from the tank. The tank stands roughly around here, like in this area here of the room. People get positioned to get knocked or to cancel the knock. When we get spread, as these first ads are spawning, these first spreads are just for everyone all the way to the edge of the platform, like similar to our very first one on Heroic. Just try to fill like everything back here. I've seen like dev evokers like stand over here to like breathe on both these ads, I assume. That's fine to do as well. Just be wary that we cannot place anything on top of moon or star, and nobody else should do that. So just the evokers can do a little bit more. Everyone else just be on the very edge, all the way off to the sides. So it should look something like this after we're done. When we get the 2 soaks on both sides, as we finish off these ads. As we finish off these ads, it's important that we do not pick them up. Even if you're assigned to pick up the excess mass, do not do it until the gravities have come out. The reason for that is that there is a timer where you have killed the ad, the gravities are not out, you pick up the excess mass, and then you get assigned gravity. And that's just an instant wipe, because then we can't get you down. If we kill these ads fast enough, we could pick them up early, but I think we're just gonna have a hard rule that you do not pick up any excess mass until gravities are out. So if you're assigned to pick up one of these, the ad dies, just wait, the gravities come out. If you're not targeted, you can immediately pick it up. If you do get targeted, then the weak Ara will assign backups. From what I understand, the weak Ara will just assign everyone on your side as a backup. So in that case, we're just gonna have some people that we prioritize as backups, or honestly at that point, just anyone go over there and just pick it up, kinda. Yes, we just the people who get the gravity can like stay a little bit in the soak to help finish it off, but they should go back to the marker as soon as possible. Everyone else should be in the soak right now, making sure that we get it before it comes out and explodes. This was recently nerfed to just be 2 gravities instead of 3. The weak Aura should just say front and back now. And so then whoever is assigned back will just go on top of the marker, and the one who is assigned front will just go right in front of that. Make sure you do not overlap so you're standing in each other's circles. The circles are allowed to overlap like this, as long as you're not standing in the other's circle. And then when we're pulling the gravities down, we just do it from the front to the back. In Mythic, you need all of the excess mass, so both masses on both sides, to grab these people down. On the second one, when we have more masses, we should still have all 4 masses help out there, because then they get down quicker. So just, if you get mass, just get the front one first, and then the back one. Then we just go back to the middle for another tank knock from the same place. Then for this one, the tanks are going to be spreading in the middle. Melee, who can cancel the knockback and can get back here easily, can just stay here and place the shit there. We can also have melee place a little bit over here on the sides. Ranged can play a little bit here if they need to, especially like evokers. They want to brief of both of these. The rest of the ranged just like stand around this area here, like towards the inner side of the marker. Just make sure that you do not stay on the marker or in the path between the marker and the boss, because that's where the gravities are going. So this one here is a bit sus. Should probably be like here. Or even better here. But all of these are just examples of places to be, so just pick one of those that makes sense for you. Default should be here for ranged and here for melee, and up to the sides for melee. Okay, then after that it should be looking something like this. When the fight kind of just repeats from here, we get the adds again, we get them down, we do not pick up the excess mass until the gravities has come out. We soak the pool, we get the gravities back here to the markers, we get the front one down first, then the back one, we get all 4 excess masses in here. Now as soon as we've grabbed these people down, we're getting the Devourer in the middle. So as soon as these are down, just rush to the gateway, use the gateway, everyone gets into the middle, and then we will be stacking for the Devourer here in the middle. After the Devourer, we get another knock. Here again, just kind of spread a little bit more like off to the side here for melee. Ranged can spread around here, use the room here between the edge and the marker. And you can also build a little bit on the things that we placed from before. Important thing here is to not completely recover the area where we need to soak, and to not cover the markers. Tanks can just keep placing theirs in the middle. Then we get another of these phases. We use kill the adds. We do not pick up the excess mass until the gravities have come out. We soak these. And we place the gravities, back one on the marker, front one right in front of that one. And we make sure that we finish the soaks. When we get the last knock placed here, we get a knock to the sides. For this spread, it doesn't really matter too much where you are. Like, don't cover the adds. Make sure that there's still like safe room to navigate around the platform. But we can completely cover the markers now, because we're not doing any more gravities. We can cover the soak area, because we're not soaking anymore here at this point. So just like place them roughly in these areas here. Also, one thing I haven't said, these adds throughout Mythic all need to die at the same time. So there is a weak R in the Northern Sky Pack that keeps track roughly of the HP on your add compared to the other ones. But they do have quite a bit of leeway, so don't like stop too much damage on them. You just like roughly keep track of the HP of the ones of the one relative to the other. Like try to hit like the higher health one and things like that, but don't like just completely stop damage on them and go on boss or something. At this point also, it is probable that we're going to stop damage. We see a little bit how it works out with cooldowns and things, especially with more gear. We're probably gonna have to stop damage for quite a long time here. But the goal right now is to push around like 2 minutes to 50 seconds or so. So at this point here, we are kind of just vibing, killing the adds for fun basically, to make sure that they don't do any damage to us, and just stopping damage on the boss until around 250. The soaks that will spawn here, we do not ever need to soak. So don't stand in them, that's just taking unnecessary damage. Oh, I got some extra slides there. Alright, we just ignore the soaks, push boss. Okay, then we get to the second phase. There is the course that you need to do here while flying. No raid plan or anything like that. And I'm not going to show any clips here. But in the assignments, we have assigned people here to the 5 different orbs in each flight. And you can just click on one of these links here to go to a clip that shows exactly how you should do your path. So just make sure that you watch that. You can go into story mode to practice this as well if you're assigned. They did recently hotfix story mode, so the debuff is longer in story mode. That allows you to fly. But you can still like practice the path you're gonna take and just look at your debuff if you would have made it to Mythic in Mythic or not. So everyone assigned should definitely do that. And make sure to just research any tech that you need to make this go faster. Okay, so when we land on the second platform, on the first platform in phase 2, we'll have a blue marker. We just tank the boss next to it. This is where the ad will spawn that we're killing. So it goes like this. The ad spawns here, and we just cleave down this ad together with the big boss ad. We get 4 different ads here, the null binders that cost us low. We're gonna grip, Gob grips 2 of them, Obli grips this one, and Dave will knock this one. It's important when we knock that if you stand right next to the knock, if a grip is early, then you can knock both this ad and the ad we just gripped, which is not good. So when you're knocking this, just go like all the way to the edge and knock it so the Typhoon doesn't reach all the way to the boss. Also worth noting for the DKs gripping in that you try to grip it like right on top of the boss and not like too far close to this one so it gets hit by the knock. Then we also have Obli's second grip as a backup if we need, if we ever need an extra grip if something goes wrong. We also have a CC rotation on the ads after we grip them in. It's also in the assignment and it uses the same weak car as Forge Weaver. So we have our Pressing Roars and some Chaos Nova's Leg Sweep and Cap Totems on those. We just kill all those. When we get the lines always targets the active tank and 3 more people. Looking at logs, it looks like it heavily favors ranged, but it can target melee as well. I'm not sure if that's just if when ranged are dead or if it's just very rare. But either way, it's mostly gonna target ranged, but melee, watch out that you can get this too. This line leaves some goop behind on the ground, and it also knocks you when you get hit. So prepare with some like knockback resistance, or just be like close enough to the boss that it doesn't knock very far, but just don't be like all the way on the edge, because then you can get knocked off. The rest of the people not targeted by this will just stand over here. The same for melee that are not targeted, just stays over there. There's nothing assigned here for this. There's no preset. This does not necessarily mean healers needs to be here. It could be like this as well, or even like this. The only one assigned is that the tank is the closest one here. So don't care too much about these markers here. Just go like where it makes sense for you. Try to adjust for other people. If you are a very slow class, like the goop that they leave behind doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does slow you. So if you're a very slow class, maybe you shouldn't be all the way over here or something. But yeah, this ad should be cleaved down together with this warden here. Then it's important that we stay here and we do not cross the line here until after the fragment has been cast by Dimensius, the rock that goes across the platform, because it targets a random person in the raid. So if one person is over here, then it's a 25% chance that this guy gets targeted and we just instantly wipe. So that's very bad. So everyone waits here. As soon as the cast is done, we make the call to rerun. We have a window statement at this point, so we just run all the way over here to the purple marker. When we're here, ranged, you try to finish this ad off here. This is the next one we need to kill, so. And we need to spread out in our gravity positions. Now the gravity positions look like this. So there is one melee one, there's one healer one, there's one ranged one. For all of these gravities, there's gonna be one melee, one healer, and one ranged targeted by the big soak, the big circle. And then everyone else will get targeted by the small circles. And the people with the small circles need to spread within the big circles. So we have whatever melee gets targeted by the circle will just be right here in the middle of it. And then everyone else just spreads out on their normal spots. The person who has the big circle doesn't have the small circle. So in the case of the melee camp here, like if Sifix gets the big circle, he just gets right on top of here. Then there's just an empty spot here. That's fine. There's just more room for the other people to navigate around. It doesn't mean that Voodoo should move out of the middle or something like that. So just always go to the spot that you're assigned to, except if you get the big circle, then you are the center of the circle, like the circle will follow you. So tanks in phase 2 are going to stack on top of each other. In phase 3, only one tank gets it at once, so then that tank just takes the spot. Worth noting for our mages who are assigned in the healer circle, if they get the big circle, they're gonna need to go to the ranged camp, because one of the healers are going to have the healer circle. So if Raven gets the big circle, when Raven goes here, stands right on top of Frank, that's completely fine. And then maybe like Felix has the big circle as well. So then there are just less people in this one, and that's also fine. What hurts is if you ever stack 2 of the small circles on top of each other. But even that is survivable even for DPS, especially because they just nerf the damage on this. So the basic logic is that you will always just stand on your position in the circle, unless you are the one that has the big circle. In that case, then you are naturally just the middle of the circle, because the circle will follow you. Nobody needs to ever adjust your position. You never need to swap position with another person or anything like that. If you have a small circle, you will always go to the exact same place no matter what. The only people who has some complexity is the mages, who will have to swap between the healer camp and the range camp depending on if they get the small or the big circle. And this is in phase 2, this is looking to where we just came from. In phase 3, this is looking at Dimensius here. So in phase 2, if we look at the one we just had, then we're looking towards here. So like in this example here, then like Andy will be here, Civics will be here, Tanks will be back here, I will be here, and so on. So just looking straight where we came from. These circles will also overlap a little bit in phase 2. In that case, the people who are standing like on this overlap just like marker just a little bit. You see a little circle like around you. Just try to make sure that that circle doesn't hit anyone else. That's after we do the gravities, we get more lines. These lines are quite tightly before the pushback. The tank is targeted again. They just put it out here. I think at this point it should be Mongo that's tanking, so you can just Transcendence back from the knock. People who have a lot of mobility and can avoid the knock can just stand over here like a dragon or something. People with less mobility should stand like up towards here. Make sure that your line doesn't hit the people who are here ready for the pushback, but just like be as close to possible here, because like just a few seconds after this ends, the pushback will start. So if you're like all the way over here or something, you're not gonna make it back here if you don't have good mobility. At that point, just If it's free, just stand over here, so you can just scooch over. Otherwise, just call for a grip or a rescue. We should not, the grips or rescues at this point are not assigned to anything, so they should be available. And then we have time spirals and roars for this pushback here, so you should always have your mobility ready for that. So the pushback just goes straight down here. The pushback is also nerfed here, so it shouldn't be too hard. Then we basically just do the entire phase again. We get 4 more adds. Dave will knock this one from max range. Obli grip this. Gob grips these 2. When the 3 DPS targeted fan out here, or DPS/healers. It's fine that the tank here is pointing his towards this area here, because we're gonna gateway over it anyways, so it's not a big deal that this cuts us off here. Compared to the first one where we needed to just run over, so that was important that the tank was facing his outwards as well. After we grip those sides in and they're dead, we're gonna stay here. We stack on the gateway, and we will not, same thing here, we do not want to get over here until after the fragment cast has started. Also make sure that the ad is actually dead before we gateway as well, because we are not allowed to gateway through the ad. So make sure the ad is dead, make sure the fragment has started casting, and then we just all gateway over here. If we're fast enough, we need to hold DPS at least until the fragment starts. We need to get this fragment. But if our DPS is very good, there's like a 2-second window where we could push before we get these gravities. But I expect, especially early in progress, we're gonna get these gravities a lot, and that's fine. So these gravities is just the melee stack over here. The healer one is here, the range one is here. And now they have turned compared to the previous one, so we're looking back to where we came from. So once again, Andy and Suffix is at the front of the melee one, so that means Andy and Suffix are over here. Me and the tanks are back here. So like the boss would be like here or something, because the tank is back here. We need to push the boss here before the next pushback. If the pushback happens, then we're just dead. There's no way we survive it. So eventually we're gonna stop damage here, but to start with, we just blast as much damage as we can on this guy to make sure that we actually push before the pushback. Then once that's done, everything disappears, and we just stack all the way over here to start flying. This flying path is a lot easier, but one trick you can do here when you start flying is that, well, as soon as you mount up, you can just W key forward out of the edge, and then you can like whirl forward immediately, rather than like having to like double tap spacebar to start a long animation of starting. So that's good for a little bit of optimization. Right, then on the second platform is quite similar, but there's some key differences from the first one. So to start with, we have some different markers. We have an orange and a green marker here. This is where the entire raid is going to bait the Nova cast for the star shards. So as soon as we get over here, everyone, all the range, just stay right on top of the marker. And we tank the boss so that melee should be like baiting towards the orange marker as well. So that's spawn, or like the cross spawn together with that. And like this, melee should be baiting towards orange. All these people are standing right on top of orange. We do the same knock and the same grips. We do these after, especially this Dave knock here. We do that after we are baited. Like these spawn basically at the same time as the boss does the Nova that also spawns the star shards. So we stay here and bait. As soon as the cast of Nova happens, we do the grips and they will knock. One thing to notice here for the DKs is that because I have Gob assigned to soaking one of the shards here, we're gonna have oblique grip both this and this here. So oblique grips 2 of them. So Gob can just grip 1 and then run back to soak. And as soon as the Nova starts, then like all the ranged that are not sent to soak just like run over to here. So for Dave, he can just run over, knock, and run here. The Nova itself is very lethal if melee is standing inside it as it casts. However, once it has finished casting, the goop on the ground does damage to you, but it's livable. It slows you when you run through it though. So watch out for that and try to minimize the damage you take. But 3 orbs spawn from the boss when he does the Nova. We have people assigned to soak in those as well. It's assigned here. So we have Nissen on the left, Cobb on the middle, and Shock on the right. So those are assigned here. And the basic thing here is just that you need to soak it as soon as you can soak it without overlapping another circle, because they spawn very close to each other in melee and when they go out. So as soon as they're far enough from each other to where you can soak only one of them, you just run into the middle one. You take quite a big dot from this, and if you ever soak 2, then we just wipe. So be prepared that you're gonna need some extra attention with this dot on you. And if you've ever soaked 1, then even if things are going wrong, you cannot back up. You need someone else to do it, because if you back up, the entire radius dies. Right, as soon as those are soaked, and all that's here, and the warden is dead, we're just gonna run through here. We get a window share as well, especially because we have some goop here that will slow us while we run through it. Ranged will also have to kill the guy here, just as before. We get gravity groups. These look the same as the last one in the first platform. So it's the triangle formation here, with healers close to the wall here, melee all the way to the tip, and ranged to the side here. Then we get the pushback. This one is a lot easier because there's no lines or anything here. We just handle the gravities, and we just waltz over here, and we stack up and get ready for the push. So a lot easier than the first platform. Then this basically repeats. It's the green marker we need to stack on instead of the orange one. Melee, you just need to stay as well here so you're in line with the green marker from the boss. Because the boss with these shards just targets a random person in the raid. So it's important that this is aligned with the orange marker, so we don't get the shards at a weird position. We get a new set of ads. Same thing here with the knock. Because Gob is not assigned to do any soaking here, we go back to how we do the grips in the first one. So oblique grip this one, and Gob grips these 2 far away. We get the other Nova, make sure you don't stand in it, and we soak the ones here. When we have Nissen, Sole, and Irma assigned to that one. Okay, so then after these head dies, after this Nova, we need to be sure that the Void Warden here is dead before we use the gateway, just like before. And we also cannot go over until fragment cast starts. That's the same thing here. After these things die, we need to make sure that we do not start running over until the fragment cast has started. And so here as well, we just stack on the gateway, get ready, and then just as soon as this head here is dead and the fragment has started, we just use it to go over here. Here we're back to the line formation, like the very first one in on the first platform, where melee is closest to the wall here, melee healers in the middle, and ranged off to the side. And then it's important here that this ad here, the boss here, will have to, we need to not kill it before the pushback starts. The reason this is so important is because it just lines up a lot better with cooldowns, especially for the damage amp with Lust and everything. In phase 3, if we let this guy live, so especially with more raid buffs and gear, we're gonna need to stop the damage on this guy for a long time probably. So after we gateway here, we handle gravities, we just chill on the boss. As soon as the pushback cast starts, then we just kill it. And as soon as this guy is dead, then you cannot die from the pushback anymore. Like you cannot die from falling off. You'll still take a lot of damage from the pushback, and like if you have dots and things like that. So like we still have a time spiral here, especially so like Sunna can heal but while moving, things like that. But just good point to use like personals and things like that. I think they should be assigned in the note as well, or we should have things assigned there. But yes, just watch out for your health here still. But the important thing is that you do not get knocked down before the side is dead. So if the winds spawn and the side is at like 1%, you still fight against the winds until the side is dead. Then you're fine to fall down, and Xalatath will rescue you. Alright, that's everything for phase 1 and 2 of Dimensius. Quite a long video. Not really any footage. Like most things are a little bit straightforward, I think, but still a good thing to watch a VOD of other people killing this boss. Tratnos also has a long guide out for the entire phase. Also good to complement with that. So yes, do your own research. Make sure that you know how to use your cooldowns, especially on the platforms and everything like that, to optimize damage for the platforms and phase 3 and everything. Especially the platforms is very good that we can optimize and make sure that we do cleanly every time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys in raid. Bye bye.